Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 14, Week 3. Today, we got Round 2 between the Crusader Knights, CHRONO LUCILFER, we got the Doctor of Dota, Randy.
Hello, I'm here.
And we got the Dork of Dota, Hollywood.
Hey guys, wait, what?
Last time, both teams picked some really weird comps, and eventually CHRONO LUCILFER won. See what happens this time. Starting off with some similar bans, getting rid of the Marcy though.
10 seconds
Still Kunkka
remaining.
on CHRONO LUCILFER. I don't remember what they first banned last time.
5 seconds
Crusader Knights, still just looking at Juggernaut, still just looking at the Undying. No surprises here, I don't think. CHRONO LUCILFER now gets first pick. Pohohoro could pick her signature hero this time and not let it fall into enemy hands. And it was a very big shame. I thought that was, like I said, the Jakiro played well in the last game. It just didn't feel like it mattered literally at all. Biggest tragedy of the whole match, in my opinion. Taking a bit of time here. I will say, I do think there is some more. Oh, here we go. And indeed, it was the Jakiro. One thing I kind of started on, but I didn't really get to complete last time we were looking at a pick phase with these first pick Jakiros. Throwback to season 12 and 13, especially 12, is there is a bit of strategic realignment that has to come around Jakiro. You know, there are some heroes that are sort of binary in the way that, you know, am I answered yes or no? And Jakiro is an answer, or at least a passable enough answer to quite a lot of those heroes. The way he positions makes him difficult to stick into a Chrono, for example. Got a first pick Oracle on the Crusader Knights. It's real interesting. That must be the stand-in playing that, because we've had a stand-in join us since last time. Apparently the stand-in knows me, but I'm not really 100% certain I know him. I think it's one of Dragon's friends, but I'm not sure. If it is, it's the guy I laned against and crushed, so that was fun. Oracle and Tiny, that's a very mean first and second pick. What do you think, Randy?
So is it a London Tiny, or is it like a...
It could be a Dusty Tiny.
Kai Tiny?
Could be
or
a Tiny.
Dusty Tiny?
10 seconds remaining.
Only Kai plays that hero, but...
Team back.
Hey, who doesn't play that hero? We're gonna go with a Pudge Pause on again.
Kai.
Radiant team back.
And here, you guys do some in-depth.
push.
You guys do some in-depth discussion about these next couple of bands, and I'm gonna definitely listen and not be anywhere else.
Alright. So Hollywood, what do you think of the Oracle Tiny Open?
It's interesting. They like, you know, Tiny's a standard, like, official hero. Eventually gets farm, hits buildings. Oracle, let's see. Who's the Oracle player? I guess it's this new guy. It must be the stand-in, you gotta imagine, right?
Yeah.
I think it's, let me think. Oracle's great. Great against Jakiro, great against Pudge.
10 seconds remaining.
Super good into what they have now, yeah.
5 seconds.
Maybe it's a tiny flex. I'm not sure what they're looking to do. London does play the Tiny. I know that's one of his heroes. So we'll see.
Dire team back.
So they're also thinking about the Vex Lord or...
Radiant team.
Randy, I agree with everything you said. Hollywood, did you get that out of a 4 Dummies book?
What?
The thing that you were definitely talking about that I was listening to.
Did I get that out of a 4 Dummies book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remaining.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
exactly where I got it.
Painting Slaughter for Dummies, you do it against Vex. That's all it says.
You know, I do think there is one bit of interest in the in this Crusader Knights versus CHRONO LUCILFER matchup. I do think that there is a lot of crossover. I do think there is a lot of similarity between Vex and Pasky when it comes to pools, playstyles, and to a large degree skill level.
Yes.
You know, both guys kind of walk into this match knowing what to expect, because they can kind of expect themselves from the other side. Not one-to-one, mind you, but very, very similar. Very cut from the same cloth. Two guys cut from the same cloth.
Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
No Snapfire.
They do have a lot of overlap. Both Valley players, but play Night Stalker.
It's true. I think Moonriver is not going to play a hero that's going to counter Phoenix, so I think I like the Phoenix pick here. I think maybe the only possibility is like the Dark Willow with the Ags.
Dire team pick.
Okay, Hoodwink.
Call me a cynic, but I just do not see the world where we have a Moonriver Sniper or Lina, you know? It's just so hard for me to fathom. I don't know. I don't think Moonriver does that.
Moonriver Snapfire mid? Or what? Oh, it's
Well,
banned.
that's banned.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you kind of have to ban it if you're picking Phoenix.
5
It
seconds
makes the hero useless.
I think the Phoenix pick here is actually, therefore, fairly well scouted. They're either going to have to drop a pause one here and reveal that early, give Crusader Knights 2 different opportunities to smoke it out, or they're going to just have to live with it and just exist with it and let that be their life. What do you think the Hoodwink's for? One interesting thing is, usually when you see a Hoodwink in LD2L, it's very mono-tasker, right? Usually when you see the Hoodwink, Hoodwink exists specifically to just throw the breakout. But I saw a couple of games in Week 1 reruns where we saw some Hoodwinks that were typing loudly into the mic. Saw some Hoodwinks that were picked for lane phase mostly, trying to get some good lane combos going on. So far, it looks like maybe we could be seeing that. Also, we got a Beastmaster here, which is an interesting way to try and deal with the Phoenix, I think. Gets countered with a boring Death Prophet. Okay, well, that's Beastmaster not able to deal with the Sun anymore. Here's a question so far.
10 seconds.
What's this
remaining.
CHRONO LUCILFER lineup actually looking like when it comes to position?
5 seconds remaining.
Jack is 5. Jakiro, almost certainly 5. It would be...
Radiant team back.
5, 1,
Cold
4, 3.
It is the
So
most likely.
Moonriver pick Lessian.
It is the most likely. You think Moonriver is crazy enough to do mid Hoodwink?
I don't think it's a mid Hoodwink. I don't think that does anything for them.
10
honestly.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Likely doesn't, but it'd be interesting to see anyway, which is why I'm going to posit the question. Oh, shout out to Katie, who has joined us in chat at some point. Probably not when I was definitely at my PC.
Dire team back.
Or probably when I was definitely at my PC and not gone. Maybe that's a better way to put it. No Storm Spirit. No Storm Spirit.
Radiant team
It's a Moon
back.
Storm. It seems like a normal hero for Moon to pick.
Moonstorm, that might be in London Tiny.
10 seconds.
I don't know if they would ban
remaining.
that otherwise. It's the most likely
5
anyway at
seconds
this point.
remaining.
Probably looking at 5-2, 4-3.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting. We have seen the London Tiny before this season.
Dire team.
We've also seen Cranberry Sprite run Tiny. Probably his most successful performance to date. Might be seeing a bit of a trend setting going on in LD2L, you know? Might be seeing some more people thinking about that Tiny mid in the future. By the way, no Invoker.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I think the Invoker is almost the quintessential serious Moon River pick. You get rid of that.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the big signature here.
I disagree very strongly. I don't know. He plays Invoker.
Yeah, he does. In fact, he used to run this team called the Injoker Clown Posse, where he picked it like 8 times in a row.
Oh no, he does play Invoker. But I don't think. Yeah, I remember that.
Hollywood, are you okay?
He's got planes flying over us, don't worry about it.
Turns out Iceman is having some internet installation-related issues.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
He will be missing out on several games, potentially 2, moving forward, which totally sucks. It's like half the season, man. It's a very cursed team, unfortunately for Iceman. It's like, you know, he finally is in a position where I think he got like the one when this happens. Slark, yeah, I think I can dig the Slark. I think I can dig the Slark here. Slark's a pretty solid answer to the Phoenix Sun. Slark does not really care about anything that Death Prophet has to offer aside from the silence, which on one hand is bad, but on the other hand is kind of hard to hit Slark with. Especially in the Shard, when you can't really get a great read on his position. The only issue is, if Slark is landing against the Oracle, Slark is going to have a bad day. It's probably going to be 1 Slark. It's likely 1 Slark, 2 Pudge at this point. Unless Moon River is off the deep end and we really are going to see a pause 2 Hoodwink.
The Shrek.
You may now select
The
your
Shrek.
heroes.
The Shrek. Kai Le Shrek?
Alright. Kai Lesh, he's been watching RTZ replays.
Now this is going to be an interesting game of Dota. I mean, I say that like the last game wasn't. Spoilers! It was. This is going to be an interesting game of Dota. I like the whole...
So this is a London Tiny? Yeah, it's a London Tiny.
I mean, hey, it could be a London Phoenix, hypothetically. Man's not picking. You don't know what's going through that head.
10 seconds remaining.
He's got 10 seconds to figure it out. It would be fun if he just got random. Nope, it is the London Tiny. I like how he's got basically the same set as Silmarin did, just for consistency's sake. Of course, those of you who were with us last season might recall that Silmarin, Pause 1, played on London's team, ran that Tiny very frequently in that particular season. And Kai just looks like a cake gone wrong. I mean, he looks like he just ran full speed through Mardi Gras and just kept whatever landed on him. Or I guess, floated through Mardi Gras and kept what landed on her because it's Death Prophet and that's not Vex himself, but you know what I'm getting at here. Randy, what do you think?
What do I think about what now?
The skins that are present in this game.
The drip?
Yeah, the drip, as the Zoomers would say.
It's a good Vex EP.
I just made fun of that, and you weren't even listening.
It's a good...
I love that Beastmaster! Oh, that Beastmaster's so stupid looking, I love it. Oh, hold on, we gotta get a shot of that for the public.
Good
Alright,
timing.
Pasky. Alright, Pasky, smile,
Phoenix.
brother, you're on the camera.
Prepare for battle.
That goofy helmet is gigantic with the skull on top. I love this set, dude. I would play Beastmaster if I owned this set. I'm telling you. All right. Playing the bongos.
Maybe it's a bait.
Wow, you're good, but I'm better.
Good luck. Have fun.
Look, have fun.
Mutual tips. Vex says that to his ex-wife every day.
Damn, bro.
Starting to feel a bit nutty.
Isn't Vex like my age?
Vex is younger than you, I
30
think.
seconds.
Yeah,
Much.
I don't think Vex is that old.
Ethiopian
ex-wife.
Smurf.
What about Ethiopian Smurfs?
Dex Sax Revenge. Is he doing it
let's
again?
see.
Gremlin, sponsored by Clown College.
The battle begins.
Alright, here we go.
I would also like to point out, I mentioned this at the top of last game, but I also like how not only has Pasky got the most ridiculous Beastmaster set ever in history, he looks like a cartoon character. I'd also like to point out, I really like how he's sponsored by Pause4 and he isn't that. It's such a simple thing. Ooh, this is going to be kind of a hard lane for Dusty and Vex, I think. This is going to be a tough one for them. Slark's not the best laner in the world, but he can be kind of a frustrating guy to deal with. Jakiro, not only a good laner, but being played by a Jakiro man. This could definitely be a bit of a frustrating experience for Phoenix and Death Prophet. I would
here.
certainly not describe DP as a great laner, and
Wow, you're
Phoenix
good.
is okay, but kind of needs a friend. The thing that we're trading is voice commands.
Yeah.
London just lost about a quarter of his health just standing in the rot there. That's one thing that Moon River is definitely going to have the advantage on for basically all of mid, is that there's not really a great answer for Tiny if Pudge just snakes all the last hit by being fat, standing in the creeps and just blowing smoke. So it was very good timing on the avalanche here to keep Pudge pinned under the tower, just take off a load of health. So we're going to equalize things a little bit. Pause one Leshrac.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting one to watch. I know I've said that already, but a pause one
Watch it.
Leshrac. You can
He's
definitely
watching the RTZ replays. What can I
definitely
tell you?
tell where Kai's mindset is at this season. You know, you mentioned in the last game the Kai comfort pool. I don't know how much of that we're going to see in this season, to be honest with you.
So he wants a hero that can split push and buy bots.
Yeah, that's the real Kai comfort. I mean,
Leshrac. I mean,
the Kai Comfort pool is not a Kai Comfort pool, it's a Kai Comfort gameplay style. He wants somebody who can buy bots and split push. He wants... Ooh, Gremlin to barely avoid the death there to Hoodwink. He wants somebody who likes to take his team fights piecemeal. Leshrac doesn't exactly fit the mold for, but for a lot of the game he does. And then that's something I think a lot of people who play against him don't understand. Kai doesn't have a pool, he has a style. He picks what he wants to, and he plays the style. His success or failure depends a lot more on the actual, like, potential in that role. Holly, what do you think? I'm sure you've played against Kai once or twice in the past.
Well, I think your assessment's accurate. I think he's aware of that reputation
Whatever's
around the league as being a style player. I did speak to him before the game. He said, "Hey, I know the word on the street out about me and how I play the game. I'm working with my coaches, working with my nutritionists. I'll be looking to move forward and grow as a player." Back to you, Nani.
Hollywood, I would really appreciate it if you weren't full of shit.
London made a cool play.
Yeah, you kinda did there.
He was going on Moon River and he thought he had one auto attack left, and so he planted a branch and picked it up and threw it at him. This is very cool.
Very nice. Anyway, we all know that Kai will never leave the bot's life. All right. If he's telling you that, wait, are you his rehab man? Are you with his rehab? Oh, Pasky just died. No, Pasky just killed. There you go.
It had to be the hat. It had to be the spiked helmet.
That's true, that's true. Anyway, are you working? What do you mean Ring of Basilius dropped here, Kai? Why is there a Ring of Basilius dropped here? Oh, he's wanting Oracle to pick it up and bring it to him. Let's see if Oracle complies. The answer is yes!
Support should do that. It's very good.
Good job, Oracle. Listen,
They're gonna combo the stun here? Yes.
Yes. This is very dead Hoodwink!
Hunt down the ephemerals.
That is a pretty sick combo.
I do like Pasky using the body block maneuver there to stop his courier from also going down. I will say this much, I do feel like there is one thing you can definitively say about this game that you couldn't about the last game. This one is definitely on a doomsday clock. The moment that Slark really comfortably surpasses Jakiro, that's not going to be hard.
Really comfortably surpasses Jakiro, yes.
The moment that Slark comfortably surpasses the Lishrak, I do feel like it's going to be
another stun
really...
combo on the pesky. Oh my,
down he goes.
that's such a sick combo, dude. That is... Need raindrops or something.
Yeah. The good news is that raindrops are going to make that quite a bit less effective.
Look at Gremlin right now. He's just stunting on Shiloh Beef.
Yeah, just going all the
Underneath
way.
his own tower. Oh my god. Filthy.
And then he says missing bottom like a bot for some reason. Oh, Lena's just going to kill the Moon River there. By just tree tossing. Lots of action in every lane this game. This is another slaughterhouse. Anyway, as I was saying though, listen, I sent Kai to rehab after season 13. I know I was trying to get him off his bots. If he's telling you that he's working with his coach and he's getting better, like, I'm telling you, dude, I've heard it a million times, alright? He's an addict. He's an addict. Learn the signs.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's just like Randy's crushing addiction to cursing the road rather than running.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact for you. The first time I pretty much ever talked to Peaches, it was when you and Wiz stacked with her, right? And I came in and I was like, oh yeah, I just came here to, like, you know, insult Randy, to slander Randy for what he's done. She was like, what did he do? And I was like, he just spent all game cursing the road. She thought I was being legitimate there until I said that. He didn't even run once!
Radiant are scared.
Oracle is missing. Which is true. Things have slowed down quite a bit in this lane phase as we get to the waning cycle of it. At least until London shows up top to throw onto the moon directly, which is now where he lives and he makes his residence. Very smart move by London. Making a gank in this lane is definitely necessary. Slark's not been having the greatest time in the world, but he just cannot be allowed to exist here. If Slark has a good game, Crusader Knights have no game at all.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
First Exo is chewing this tower to smithereens. Well timed, goes well with the catapult.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Glyph comes out to just barely save. Fortunately for Vex and his team, as a result, tower's not in an eye range, so they're gonna get a second crack at it. Second crack added. Sorry, I was thinking about Kai again. When they want to. Oracle tried to purge himself there. It was a noble effort, but he timed it just barely incorrectly and goes down as a result. You can definitely tell that this Gremlin fellow, who knows who I am, is definitely a seasoned Oracle player. And Randy, I've got a pop quiz for you because you mention him whenever we talk about it. How do you tell a seasoned Oracle player?
What do you mean?
How do you
I
tell?
mention this every time we talk about?
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways, actually. I don't
Here.
think it's just one way.
Let me give you a hint. It involves his Q.
Yeah, purging allies, right? That's one of the ways.
Purging, yep. Probably the most notable way. It is something that you will not see on somebody who does not know how to play Oracle. Just almost as simple as fact. Basky taking it to the lane down here.
What was the answer to the question? I missed it.
The answer to the question was, uses the purge to purge himself rather than just simply using it
Allies.
offensively. And allies, yes.
Like a bad Oracle player, yeah. Hero's getting killed here, unfortunately.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So, like a bad Oracle
Radiant's
player will
bottom
just
tower is under attack.
like auto cast it off cooldown on enemies, basically. Like any enemy he sees, he'll cast it on them. But like if you're a good Oracle player and you picked it in a game where it makes sense, you're going to use it to purge some specific spell that you don't like.
Right.
Yeah, like against Jakiro.
Radiant's bottom
Speaking
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Oracle in this particular game, Oracle makes a rotation out to mid alongside Phoenix, and with their powers combined, Tiny just punches their lights out.
Absolutely right.
You know, I guess that there is one potentially big thing here. I do not really like the Tiny into Slark matchup. I like it for a long time. I think it's good for a very long part of the game, but I do think it eventually runs out. However, I do think that there is definitely a good window of opportunity here during the time when Tiny is still going to be fairly dominant over Slark for them to establish enough of a lead to keep the Doomsday Clock from going off. So those of you who heard the Doomsday Clock and assumed it was a Doom prediction, not necessarily. When I say Doomsday Clock, I just mean they gotta beat it, not that it's happening. Gotta beat it, gotta send it back as much as possible. Here is the objective. The objective this game is Slark. And it's Pudge to a good degree as well. You don't want Pudge to get a million fast stacks. You do want him to get thrown right in front of the river until his friends all come in. You got nobody really to deal with the sun, so it just doesn't actually go off, but it gets basically full duration. DP comes from behind to snap Pudge. Pasky with the first, I believe, Breezemaster hold in the game, going after London here. Oh, that was a big shackle from Shia LaBeouf. Oracle turns it right back around.
Okay.
I'd like to point out that the Oracle there was doing a really good job just keeping people alive in that fight. Like, the timing and use of his skills in that particular battle was very excellent. Definitely saved at least two. Definitely saved at least two.
Where is Inno? That's what Dyer's wondering. Where was our carry that fight? Maybe farming. Maybe for the best.
He would be farming right now, yeah. Yeah, no, certainly not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna mince words here. All right, that gank in particular that London made here at top really set Slark back a long way. If you look at the net worth chart, what's the traditional standard of the carry's not doing well? He's barely doing better than the support line. That's where Slark's at. Those are rookie numbers. He needs to pump those up. If he does pump those up, this could be a very good game for old Mr. Slark. Mr. Fichet, as we would call him if there wasn't somebody named that in the league already. But if he's not able to pump those up, not going to be good for him. I think his team has the right idea, even if they are currently meat-grinding themselves a little bit to get it done. You know, they want to be making distraction actions as much as possible, freeing up his space as much as possible. It's not what you exactly want to do in the meta right now, but, you know, who cares about meta when you got individual matches? Beastmaster is getting juggled. Just gets run over by Kai. Oracle mostly watching as that happens. Shoutouts to the train. Inno taking out a stack for himself up here, finding some jungle items. He's got himself a shovel. Got another fight happening here. Pudge is being caught in front of this river. I like Phoenix, who goes out and takes the Hoodwink ult in favor of London. Takes it over him. Good job by Dusty there. Vex turning around, going right back in for just a second, decides against it. I actually kind of think this would have been a really good fight to just pop Pop Exo on and just see what you can get done. It's probably too little too late at this point, but you can still certainly use it for this push, I think, validly. I really do not think that this team can fight into Exo. I do not think they have any hope of doing it for quite a while. It is probably the single largest unfortunate downside of this particular strategy that the Dire is going to have to abide by in this game, is that Death Prophet really... Oh, Jakiro denies a tower. Good shot by Jakiro there. Dire is not going to have a great ability to fight into the Exa. They're just going to have to fight around the timing. And if Vex knows this and he really takes advantage of it, he can make for some very major plays early on in the game. Inno is guiding his boys.
Kai is gonna get run into.
Yeah, guiding his boys right to Kai, right to Leshrac. Leshrac starts out just by hitting the Slark there, who just says no, turns it right back around on him. Pudgy gets the kill. I'm sure there's not really too many kills on that. Good hook! Death Prophet's kind of eating it all, but ultimately
what a
goes
hook,
on,
Moon River.
Yep, that was a very, 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 very large one there.
Tower is under attack.
Smash him. Can the hack save him? No. You know, I'll throw my input here. I think Moon is a much better Pudge player than
Radiant's
Inno.
top tower is under attack.
They were able to get away with it. I mean, he played pretty good. You know, like you'll see a good performance from Inno. You know, on the Pudge carry, no doubt. But when you put Moon on that Pudge, you're going to see hooks and you're going to see plays.
You know what, Hollywood?
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
I don't see a word of a lie in what you just said. I think I agree totally with that assessment.
They must be wrong then.
Proper.
This is running too.
Yep.
Oh, 1 second.
The Purge.
Oh, he's dead.
Purge comes out. Purge
That
takes
is
him down.
really unfortunate. His ult was literally went off cooldown the second he died.
It's just like all those Wraith Kings in week 1 who died like 2 seconds before their ults came up.
Rather depressing there, yeah.
Exo and Leshrac just murder this tower.
Yeah, they definitely have a good building pushing lineup.
Yep. And it's a very nice situation I mentioned earlier. You have a Vanguard, right? You have the Vanguard and Tiny. Tiny is going to be able to blow open holes. Tiny is going to be able to frontline, be a threat. You know, in the military, right? In the navies of the world specifically, there's this idea called the fleet in being. And what it is basically, if your navy is strong enough, you know, the Navy doesn't actually have to fight very often. The threat of a huge disastrous naval battle is going to keep everybody kind of at home, just worrying about themselves, not wanting to really fight. And right now, London is that fleet in being. Every time London shows its face, everybody on the Dire has to kind of posit themselves defensively right now, because nobody wants to take a fight with this big rock dude hanging around. I mean, Hollywood, would you? Look at this face. Would you want to get in a fist fight with this?
No, I would not.
Exactly.
It's pretty mean. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, many historians point to Britain's naval superiority as one of the reasons they were able to establish the empire they did.
And this historian is going to point to Oracle as coming in with yet another big save. This Gremlin fellow that they have taken for themselves appears to have been quite the steal London at the last second. Huh. Very good shot on London's part there. Anyway, this historian is going to credit Oracle with a lot of the advantage that the Radiant has currently so far been enjoying in this particular game. He's been very effective, very snap with his judgments. Again, you can feel the season, the experience factor, you know, compared negatively to the traditional Oracle, right? Your pub Oracle is there.
And, no, I believe the Oracle contributed to the victory of the Greeks at Troy.
Well, no, what you're thinking of is that the Oracle said that I was the wisest of all the Greeks, because I alone knew that you knew nothing.
That's good. That's a good one.
Moon River, man, I'm just...
Oh,
There's so much that's happening in this fight, but I just can't get my eyes off Moon River! Another big hook!
what a god. Okay.
That's what I say!
Tip comes right out. Falls right on Vex's head. Enemy has vision. For the
Moon is
record.
gonna run at Kai.
Just runs right past the stun, but Runs past the stun. Now there's a sun. He just has to back it up. There's really not any trees here for Moon River to hide behind anymore. But nobody wants a fat man. Everybody wants to have the fat plan instead, and it's going after the tower. Can I have that stupid? Yeah, he does. The stupid splitter trade thing. Oracle purges all the animals. If I was a Pinecone, I'd be pissed.
Yes.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower.
It's okay. Everybody at home knew that I was talking about that because I hovered my mouse over the Aghanim chart before I said that. Very interesting battle. It's still kind of going on. Phoenix takes a hook. London coming in for the save. London go for Dusty. Just barely gets out. Bex coming in. Dude, we need Exo now. No? No Exo here. This is interesting.
I mean, it's not really gonna turn into a fight.
Is it a feed? Maybe it's a bait.
I think the positioning on the enemy team was such that you could just kind of hit Exo and just crashed right into him and been okay. Hollywood, stop telling the stock market. This is insider trading. You gotta wait till it's over. Radiant going right for Roshan after that last fight. Exo is being used for this, which, you know, is a good use for Exo. You know, he did not save the Exo that I was calling for nothing, which is always good. You know, one unfortunate... Oh, Eagle comes in. Eagle's gonna see this happening, but nobody else is. Nobody certainly wants to at this juncture. It's way too late to do anything. $1 million question, who's it going to? It's going to Kai. That's a good idea. Kai has kind of been feeling like a glass cannon this game. Putting the Aegis on him is going to let him just keep doing all the damage he wants to do without that fear of death.
Vex is gonna burn the moon. Just kind of poke him.
Has not formally died much, mind you, but is certainly a mortal fellow. Is certainly having to back up from some of these fights, perhaps earlier than he would like to. That problem is now solved.
Yeah, seems like it seems like a couple things that I'm seeing that are working in favor for the Radiant. The Lesh Oracle combo, it's going pretty good.
Lesh Oracle combo, the Oracle in general. I think there's some other things that we are that maybe I'm overlooking a little bit. I think the Phoenix play is quite good. I think London with this Blink Dagger on Tiny is pretty crazy. I mean, you know, you don't really talk about Tiny when you're talking about the big London heroes. Maybe that has to change because, man, you know, when he gets his full 8 hours of beauty sleep, when he gets that the snap. Go on.
It's his favorite hero. I'm pretty sure you'll have to quote him, get the confirmation on that. But
right.
I remember him telling me at one point, Tiny's my favorite hero, and then he didn't pick it because he thought it was bad for the past couple seasons. Until it got buffed.
Tiny's been working out. See, Tiny's a guy who's been eating right. He's been seeing his coach. He's been seeing his physical therapist. All right, not like this guy. All right, the only place that this guy has been is the shoe store, asking him if he'll be able to teleport if he rubs some copper on his sneakers. All right. Guy's gonna see this and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I literally buy them like only like 30% of the time. See, the longer LD2L goes on, the more random people in this league I start doing impressions of in the games. Another good play by Oracle here. Everybody's doing everything they can to just keep Kai alive in the uphill. That's their only objective here. They're holding on to the Exo. That's interesting to me. I'm kind of thinking, what are they using it for? Hoodwink Acorn makes everybody get back, but I mean, they just sheared off about almost 2,000 health from this tower. Does not have much more to give. Kai just got hooked! He's under T4s! This isn't bad spot, but everybody's going for him! Oracle ult comes out! Man, the Oracle Phoenix combo as well. Just a few seconds of Sunray turns into a hell of a lot. Major hook on the Leshrac there, and all it gets is one of his own team killed. Slark just got silenced. Slark just got killed.
Unfortunate.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Racks are falling.
Dire's middle barracks
I think Radiant is a little surprised here. They've never been this far down. They've never.
You mean
had a
Dire?
diagram pushed like this. Sorry, absolutely Dire.
And amazingly, still the Exo is still
Dire's
being
middle
kept.
barracks are under attack.
Being kept safe.
Dire's middle barracks.
Okay, you just hit it. Yep,
Is
here we
there?
go.
Yeah.
Got a buyback from the Hoodwink and a glyph.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Even me.
Not really a creep wave anywhere near this. This is a bit unfortunate. Oracle getting popped out. Man, they can't kill Oracle, dude. That's sad.
Get a bit caught up here.
This is an interesting fight.
No punches.
Even though Radiant are nominally still an advantage here, they have to totally retreat.
The Hawk blocked the punch hook. I'm sure Moon had that hook, but the Hawk's just AFK here.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's what happened there. I'm like, who
I
blocked
believe
the
so,
hook? And
yes.
It was the Hawk. Unfortunate.
Yeah, London's on the other team, so it's not him this time.
It's unfortunate.
For those of you who are not in the know, for those of you who did not join us for some of our Week 1 broadcasts, there was a game where we had a Pudge being played by Vex, and London walked in front of a hook so many times in that game that Ocelot thought he might be sleep deprived. So from now on, we're going to be good moral citizens here at the LD2L broadcast booth. We are going to encourage healthy habits for all of our players, and that includes London getting a nice 8 hours a night. As a wise man once said, you would be surprised what those last 2 hours do.
Yeah, this is Joe Rogan episode where he brings on this like sleep expert. You know, and he talks about some of the sleep things that happen when you don't get sleep. It's pretty terrifying, you know.
I honestly think that Ocelot would be an awesome like Joe Rogan podcast style guest. He could just talk forever. It's a shame we're missing out on him today. He has a prior engagement. I believe he should be able to join us next week.
He's definitely a big piece of your cast.
Oh, he's a big piece of something, all right.
Radiant's bottom tower.
God, is that Steven? Wow.
I mean, Randy's a true star. You know, Randy's a true star.
He's a doctor at Dota. They don't just hand out those PhDs, all right? There ain't no diploma mills around here. Trust me, I checked.
I appreciate your support.
Dusty's barely getting out of here.
Sniffing for a hook. He gets one on
London. This is big.
He gets the key
Big.
player.
That is
Moon
so
River.
big.
Keeping his team in the game, and their Beastmaster roar. Next will fall next.
Okay, this is massive.
This is a major rout for the Radiant. Lose 2 of their cores on their way
Oh
out of
my.
here.
Moon River MVP of the series or what?
I don't know, guys. That's got me a little worried. I'm starting to think maybe it's starting to catch up to them on the Dire. You know, maybe Eno is starting to get to the point where it's getting close to making that clock chime. I don't know. That seemed really, really nasty for them. Then that was just one bad retreat. You know, sometimes you'll have that happen in a game. Sometimes you'll have a retreat. It just goes really poorly. Everything just kind of goes wrong. You get split up, right? But that could be a good sign of the ghosts of Christmas future here in the form of Slark and Pudge. About to get their death on. Pudge, incidentally, sitting at 6 flesh heap stacks. Which is about 1 every 4 minutes. Not exactly the most ideal for a Pudge in a scenario like this. Oracle is picking himself up a Medallion of Courage. I like that. Spear Vessel on Phoenix is also going to make life a lot more annoying for Pudge until he gets that BKB out, which he's not actually started yet. Actually, notably, one thing that's really going to hurt the Dire War effort is that Pudge is quite behind on farm in general, but in particular, he has not yet finished his Ags, and he is not even in smell range of the BKB yet. It's going to be a little tough living with the Oracle on the enemy team.
Oh, that's nice.
There are not many heroes that can pretty much just say outright no to the Pudge Ags in this game, but Oracle is on the list. Jungle items just falling all around here. Take a look at some of them. Got a quickening charm on the Radiant that Death Prophet immediately got her banana-shaped claws on. No surprises there. Very solid item for her. Many T2 items, including the Bullwhip, still going unused. I would definitely advise, especially if you are Dusty, and you should probably be carrying that to always make sure you got an eye on things here. Speaking of always make sure you got an eye on things, you know. Oh. I guess I should listen to my own advice. Just missed a kill on Kai down a bot. Very surprising. He saw it as coming about as well as I did. Now Dusty is getting kind of hammered. This is on the wrong side of town. This is bad, baby. This, you know, just randomly losing guys like this left and right when you just very recently had such a massive gold lead. The wheels seem like they're kind of falling off for the Crusader Knights here. Pudge Ags coming out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Beastmaster using the Black Dragon to push out the Radiant Tower. You know, it's been a while since I've appreciated Pasky's Beastmaster play, so I'll do it now. Pasky's got some good Beastmaster play. I think the last time I got to talk about that was all the way back at Season 12. Here it is again! London jumping right on the Pudge here, throwing him right into his team. Nope, turning around, saying, never mind. Not without Kai. Tree definitely comes out a little better this time. Everybody on Radiant gets out scot-free. But you know, for some reason, I bet they're all just kind of thinking, but why am I not happy? Smoke gang coming out. Gremlin wants to put some smiles on these faces. He's even kind of going out front here, which is interesting. They're going to walk right up to Slark. They're also going to walk right up to Vision. London takes the theoretically easier kill, instead just goes right for Pohohoro. Inno hits the BKB. Tiny is in mad danger here. Good Oracle. Oh, good Sun too. This Sun is going to complicate things so much. Pop. Slark is dead.
Inno's dead.
London's dead too, though. Tiny's also gone. Moon River kind of alone here. Odwink and Kiro following. It's now Moon River and Pasky, the Beastmaster and the Pudge against the world. The Death Prophet and the Leshrac cleaning up shop here. Things not looking good for the old Master of Beasts. He dies too. 3 buybacks on Dire. Likely have to be popped. Phoenix.
Top tower is under attack.
Tipped by his own team. Well, that's actually going to complicate matters just a little bit here, especially considering that Dire still have control over their own outpost, which means that the closest that London can actually come to this is still quite far away. Means likely nothing is happening here. And again, man, that's got to suck a little bit. They did get a good teamfight victory here, maybe later than it looked like they could, but without this goddamn outpost, what can they do? They can't capitalize it really on it at all. They need more guys in this. The Dire did not have to use a single one of their buybacks to push them out here. Says Vex, who at least is going to be able to get a second win here in case something happens, though it is unlikelier and unlikelier and unlikelier. And brother, this is a bad, bad, bad spot to be if you are on this lineup. What do you think, Mr. Hollywood?
I think Moon's gonna carry. I think as long as they get on top of the Oracle and take a good fight around the other 2 ults, the Death Prophet ult and the Phoenix ult. If they could like finagle some good team fights, I think they just have trouble team fighting. I think they have to pick off with the Slark, Beastmaster, Hoodwink, and the Pudge.
Yeah,
I think they should try to play like split them. Yep, that's their game plan.
You think somebody could build an Orchid on this team for the Oracle? And if so, who?
he's making a play. He's just running up. Kai feeling very strong, very aggressive.
London's got a haste rune. He's going to be able to follow into this.
This Beastmaster's level 13.
Yep. Poor London and Guy just bullying the supports here.
Yeah, I think
Wasted a lot of time chasing him. Now they kind of let the enemy team get into position, but Slark is in too deep. Does not realize, I don't think, just to what degree he can't do this.
Oh, Kai blocking the hoodwink.
Good hook.
Good hook.
Oh, the force! Here comes the tree! Holy crap, 70 HP! Go, my beautiful sisters, go! I don't know how much that matters, unfortunately, for poor Slark. As it seems, well, his team all has buyback.
But at what cost did they save the Slark? And buyback,
All their buybacks. Sun?
Sun?
Gonna throw Beastmaster into it! Great throw! Slark's there too. Basky's out. No buyback on Basky. Good shot by Hoodwink. Uh oh, they got Kai. Kai in the hook. Jules immediately comes out. Slark is back again. Slark's so low. He's dead. He's gone. No buyback. But doesn't matter if Moon River's gonna kill them all. Never mind.
Moon River's not gonna kill them all.
Cancel that Moon River killing them all.
Kill the Oracle. The Oracle and the Phoenix are saving too much.
Yeah.
What a wild fight in any case.
I think the thing that really ruined it for them is Pudge had the hook lined up, went for it, and right at that time Beastmaster blinks in for the roar, and then Beastmaster's the one that gets hooked instead of the Radiant hero. It's really unfortunate, like, you know, sometimes two people have the same idea. Wow.
Another set of racks go out. Radiant clearing town here. Looking to get Roche to presumably finish the job. Things are not quite as dire for Radiant as they looked. Ha 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 ha. Just a few minutes ago. Crusader Knights, especially if they get this Aegis, definitely have at least one basically free shot at uphill. One essentially free shot. No matter what happens, there's no way they lose after the next team fight. The reverse is not true. If Radiant wins this next team fight, this is virtually guaranteed to be over. There's definitely got to be some pressure on, though, because if they lose this team fight, the game goes into parity. If the game goes into parity, it's going to start to favor Dire more and more and more. If the game starts to favor Dire more and more and more, even though they're sitting in a pit of 17,000 gold right now, people can claw back from a hell of a lot. Death Prophet just picked up the Aghanim Scepter here. Looking for that super tank DP.
I think you're right. I think it might be a case of they're up against the clock a little bit in terms of their racks. I think Lesh Siege is really, really good. So does Tiny. So it's kind of a question of I think they are a little bit on the clock where they have to make stuff happen with Dire. Because it's going to be hard to take fights like right outside of base with the Phoenix and the Oracle too. So they'll have to. They don't like hold high ground really well. They'll have to make some plays, I think.
Right.
And it's going to be hard with the Aegis, but we'll see.
Also get a shard off of this. I don't know if anybody on this team... Yeah, everybody on this team already has shard. You know, they say Cleaver's Edge will never dull.
No, he's gonna
again very deep.
Walk himself away here.
Does he realize how deep he is? Yes, the answer is yes. He's not gonna make that same mistake twice.
If he farmed that camp, he was dead. But
he's picked up the shard. That's actually gonna be a major. Like, this shard might as well be an Aegis for him. As long as he's able to get it out. It's an Aegis, but it has an Aegis button. So maybe let's say borrowed time more. Tired, desperately trying to avoid this next fight. Radiant actually are all fogged up here. Only Kai showing on the wave. Trying to make it look perhaps like he is all alone up here. Well, London making sure that's not the case. Exo comes out. Dire structures have been fortified. Dire not in the best place in the world to try and confront this. They're all quite far away. Perhaps not expecting them to come in at this angle. T3 bot. is down. Kai has been yelled at. You never want to be in the situation where you have to yell at the guy. Ooh, that's a good Yules. Never want to be in the situation where you have to yell at the guy in his first life. Ranger X is down. Tiny is in this fight, but he has taken millions and millions of damage. He's taking it back on Pudge. Phoenix brings out the sun. Everyone just has to skip town. Buybacks flying.
Kai's big.
They're gonna make it.
Kai's very big right now.
Not only are they going to get megged, one of their T4s just fall. Pasky is just randomly going to die. Goodbye, Pasky. That's a dieback. I'm going to say this is probably the end of the road. Surprise, surprise. Even if they have advantages, it's going to be very hard. Like, potential comeback advantages. It's going to be very hard to come back from this, especially if, it just randomly dies. They force Kai into the fountain, he gets 2 kills in the Nagus. Nobody has buyback. Why are we not GG? Pohohoro calls the GG, and we are getting out of here.
Because the game's gonna end in 10 seconds anyway, I would say.
I guess that's true.
I think this game's a good learning lesson. I have an insight. I think Dai was in a position to win. Yes, they were down, but they were in a position to win.
Yep, there's definitely. I don't think until basically the very last fight that the story was ever over for the Dire here. There are a lot of crickets. I don't think until the very last fight that the story was ever over for Dire here. I think there was always the potential for a comeback, but it just never seemed to get past that potential. I do think while Moon River is a very excellent Pudge player, I do think maybe the ideal goal would have been to run him on somebody else's game. Funnily enough. Because it just felt like the Beastmaster and the Slark just felt very contradictory to what Pudge wanted to do. It just felt like so many times Pudge was either unintentionally hooking his friends or having to position himself in very awkward ways that just made it so that he just wasn't able to be quite as effective as in a fight. When Pudge got that straight line, when Pudge got the straight sight on an enemy, he got that hook every single time, it felt like. But there were just so many fights, there were so many encounters that were just ruined by something gets in the way of the hook at the wrong time, or hook has to get cancelled at the wrong time because something got in the way awkwardly. I think it's definitely a good play of this format by the Crusader Knights. I think the Crusader Knights definitely, I think, figured out very quick what the game plan was. It was just all aggression. It was a cult of the offensive, as I once described Panic at the Roche Pit. It's all about just go, 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 fight, 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 push, 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 pressure, 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 put it all on, stack it all on top of CHRONO LUCILFER before they were really able to deal with it. And it always felt like CHRONO was fighting from the back foot. Even when they started taking some wins, it never felt like they ever seized the advantage, per se. I think this was first and foremost a very good strategic victory for Crusader Knights, definitely showing London's pedigree of captaining at this point to make and execute a game plan like that, and if it wasn't him, then shoutouts to whoever it was making this draft, actually executing it. I don't know who this guy is playing Oracle, he knows me, I don't know him, at least I don't think I know him, I might know him, but he did a goddamn good job in this game. I definitely would not be regretting my choice to run this man if I were London in this game. And yeah, basically, I think if you're Crusader Knights, this is definitely a good big victory for you. I think, after the first couple of weeks, I think maybe there were a few question marks kind of hanging out, lingering above the Crusader Knights' heads around their bodies. But I think this definitely establishes them right back as like a big top tier team. The ability to do this. The only question is, does this happen with Bliss? I think it does. I would imagine it does. It's the strategy that won more than the play. Good strategy, good execution on said strategy, right? So I think Bliss being here would not have mattered, but it's still a question that you gotta have in your head. What do you think, Hollywood?
I think Bliss is a very capable player. He's actually playing PDC Archon Finals right now, so that's why he couldn't be there. He's got a championship to win. I do believe that I think the Dire team, they had to make a play for that Roche. They had to find a way to make a pick off because, I understand high ground's good, high ground's great, but they've got the spells for it. It's hard to find it, because you're kind of saying, okay, let's wait for high ground. Come, Death Prophet ult, egg, and Oracle heal.
and the gigantic Leshrac stun that takes up a country
Yeah,
mile. Don't
right.
forget that.
They just have too much stuff to fight into with that draft or with their drafted net worth. So they had to find a way. Maybe the Slark death, the Slark like almost feed into the deaths. Maybe that stopped it, but they needed to find a way to make a play, like take fights outside of the base, good fights outside of the base, and they did.
Right.
They had it that one fight, right? There are 2 fights, and then I think it stopped from there.
Right, I do think that there was a bit of, like, there is a bit of issue in the strategy of, like, Crusader Knights does kind of have to give them an opening for them to take in that. By the way, shoutouts to Blackacre, the artist formerly, or currently as in Twitch known as Boofus, for showing up for us today. I don't have the Dota Tooltips plugin because I'm a skinflint. I don't even think it costs money, that's just my excuse for everything that I'm too lazy to do. So, yeah, I do think that there is a bit of, like, Crusader Knights does have to give them a little bit of a hole to fill through there, and I think Crusader Knights, after a couple of taking a couple of big hits, I do think they kind of close that gap up. I do think it is definitely a game where Crusader Knights came in, and I think you know, there's sometimes when you can say decisively this was the other team messing up. No, this is definitely Crusader Knights just had a good plan, just did not have the flaws in it that you know, CHRONO LUCILFER could exploit in time. And there you go. A 1-1 for CHRONO LUCILFER. I don't think that's how a lot of people thought this match was going to go down, but I did. I voted for that on the BBC poll, so how about that? I got 3 million IQ. Ha 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 ha. And with that being said,
Yeah, lucky.
if you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. We're looking for stand-ins all the time, and Possery Dojo is opening tomorrow. Look forward to it! Also, we're casting This Idiot's Game tomorrow, so look forward to that too. Any parting comments?
Have a good night, guys.
Awesome.